Greetings once again, Indie Warriors. Welcome to I Dream of Indie, bringing a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming. Today we are reviewing Mole on the Steam PC platform. The game is also available on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation 4 and 5, and the Xbox. This 3D platformer was developed by Talpa Games and published by Undercoders. The game's priced at $14.99, and the Steam version at the time of this review did have a 20% discount available. In Mole, you'll control Moley the Mole, who's enjoying a nice little vacation on Coconut Island when he suddenly receives a message from old cousin Miles that the world of Carrot Land is in grave danger. Upon arriving in Carrot Land, Moley is informed that the power grid has been hacked, and you guessed it, it's up to Moley here to explore 8 different worlds featuring 4 levels and get the power back online. At a glance, you might think Mole's going to be a lot like Super Mario 64 or Banjo-Kazooie, and yes it is, but in this particular game you'll spend the majority of your time burrowed underground, which is a neat little twist on the formula, I have to say. Moley can sprint while he's under the earth, he can jump out by pressing A, and he can jump even higher by holding that same button down. Moley can also perform a Mario-esque butt stomp to smash crates, and he has an underground dash that can speed you up in clear paths. The controls are really simple, and it's a little bit of an adjustment, yes, but I got the hang of things rather quickly and thought the game was responsive overall. The main objective is to travel to different worlds using cannons scattered across the game's central hub area and get from the beginning of a level within that world all the way to the end. What a surprise, right? Doing so further restores power to the grid, and each world does have a unique theme from one another, such as a tropical beach or a sandy desert, to help mix things up. Each of these worlds has plenty of collectible carrots and radishes to be discovered. These carrots are especially fun to collect because you can spend them to purchase cute little cosmetics for Moley. These range from bandanas to carrot backpacks to even gold chains, and while they don't add much to the gameplay, they are friggin' adorable. Strangely though, you won't encounter all that many enemies in Mole. Most of your foes show up in the form of spinning spikes, pits, or boulders that'll try to crush you. Because of this, Mole's real challenge comes in trying to collect every last item, so the general platforming leans a little bit on the easy side of things, but some of the collectibles can be a little out of the way and difficult to find. Helping to break up the 3D platforming in Mole, there are some boss encounters from time to time. Unfortunately though, a lot of them did feel recycled. Not only is it the same boss in many cases, that boss will toss a very similar pattern your way, and it gets old after a while. By the third encounter with this boss, any element of surprise was more or less gone. At least the game does switch things up in some other exciting ways though. You may find yourself running from impending doom, similar to a Crash Bandicoot game, or carefully dodging your way through what feels like an endless runner. You'll even unlock some races upon completing a world that can help you to gain even more collectibles, so there's plenty to do, and depending on your skill level, you could be playing Mole well past the 10-hour mark if you're trying to do everything. So if you like the idea of exploring 3D worlds, collecting tons of items, and going for 100% completion, Mole offers up some pretty solid entertainment value, it's hard to argue. As far as visuals go, Mole doesn't look exceptional, but it's cute and nostalgic, certainly reminiscent of a classic 3D platformer. The environments don't look too shabby, and I liked how each of the different worlds had a unique theme. But I do have to say that the game world, as I touched on a bit already, does feel somewhat empty at times. The characters that you do come across lack any real charisma, and that goes for Moley as well. I feel like this was a good opportunity to develop a fun mascot, and they really didn't take advantage of that. Instead, Moley is a mole that was on vacation and really not much else. Now, of course, story and character development shouldn't be the focus in a 3D platformer, but I do hope that if we're fortunate enough to get another Mole game, that it's something the developers consider adding a little bit more flair for this character and the overall world. The game's visual presentation could have truly benefited from some comical expressions and a bit more charm, but despite this, the performance on the PC was fine. There were no frame rate issues, even playing at 4K, so I can't complain too much. In terms of sound design, Mole is a little bit all over the place, but in a good way, I would say. You'll get some elevator music, some steel drums during the island levels, a little bit of everything from the different worlds that you'll explore. There are some characters that make noises like little grunts, but there's no real voice acting here. The sound effects, such as Moley smashing crates and birds chirping away, are also fairly well implemented, so not too bad. Some decent sound design here with some interesting and fun musical compositions. While I did feel like Mole could have used some more personality, I still had a good time playing through this one. The controls are solid, the level design's pretty decent, and if you like collecting, well, there's plenty of that to be done. The character of Moley has a lot of potential, and I do still recommend checking this one out if you love a good collect-a-thon. So what do you think, Indie Warriors? Will you be checking out Mail Mole? Be sure to let us know in the comments section below, but now we want to take a moment to shout out our great Indie Warriors who support us through channel memberships: Mitchell Hall, Kevilo, Bunny, Bill Tikaz, Christian Cruz, Wesley Williams Semple, Kimberly H., Rosie Syntax, and Chris Jackson. Thank you for all you do for indie developers and publishers. We appreciate it greatly. Everybody else should head down to the description box below. There's a ton of ways you can help I Dream of Indie out. However you end up doing so, it means the world. We'll see you for the next video.